Hi, this is Mato. Welcome to my online chess lecture. This is game 4 of the tiebreak. Nepo had white pieces and he started with e4. Then Liren played e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, the Spanish game, a6, bishop to a4, knight to f6, castling, bishop to e7, d3. So we have the closed Ruy Lopez. b5, bishop to b3, d6, white to move, c3 is the most played move. Nepo played a4, bishop to d7, h3, castling, bishop to e3, knight to a5, bishop to a2, b takes on a4, knight to c3, rook to b8, bishop to b1, queen to e8. If rook takes on b2, one line goes like this: knight takes on a4, rook to b8, knight to c5, d takes on c5, rook takes knight, and white stands better. Back to our game. Queen to e8, b3, the pawn is pinned, c5, knight takes on a4, knight to c6, knight to c3, a5, knight to d2, bishop to e6, knight to c4, d5, e takes on d5, knight takes on d5, bishop to d2, knight takes on c3, bishop takes on c3, bishop takes on c4, pawn takes bishop. Who is better? Black has a weak pawn on the a file. Can he defend the pawn? Bishop to d8, bishop to d2, bishop to c7, c3, controlling d4 square, f5, rook to e1, lining the rook with the black queen, rook to d8, rook to a2, queen to g6, queen to e2, queen to d6, eyeing h2 square, g3, rook from d to e8, lining the rook with the white queen, queen to f3, e4, d takes on e4, knight to e5, white to move. Queen to g2 was played. The other way to go was queen to h5 or queen to d1. Now if knight takes on c4, white has pawn takes pawn on f5 and queen to b3. Back to our game. Queen to g2 was played, and now knight to d3. Bishop takes on d3, queen takes on d3, pawn takes pawn, rook takes rook check, bishop takes rook, queen takes on c4, rook to a1, rook takes on f5, bishop to d2, h6, creating a space for the king, queen to c6, rook to f7, rook to e1, king to h7, bishop to e3, black to move. Black can take the pawn on c3, but instead Liren played even a better move, and that is bishop to e5. He wants to take with the bishop. Queen to e8, attacking the rook. Bishop takes on c3. Suddenly things look very shaky for white. Rook to c1, rook to f6, queen to d7. If bishop to d2, then black would play rook to f3. Back to our game. Queen to d7, queen to e2, queen to d5. If rook takes on c3, then check, and after king to h2, queen takes rook. Back to our game. Queen to d5 was played, bishop to b4, queen to e4, check, king to g8, another check, king to h7, queen to e4 check, rook to g6, queen to f5, let's take it back, rook to c2, should have been considered perhaps, or maybe even h4. Back to our game. Queen to f5 was played, c4, h4. Now queen to d3, offering to trade queens, queen to f3, avoiding the trade. If queen takes on d3, c takes on d3, after king to f1, rook to d6. If rook to d1, a4, black is winning. Back to our game. Queen to f3 was played, rook to f6, queen to g4, c3 getting closer to glory, rook to d1 attacking the queen, queen to g6, queen to c8, rook to c6. It must have been very upsetting to Nepo to have a position like this with white pieces. Queen to a8, rook to d6 offering the trade of the rooks, and the offer was accepted. Rook takes rook, queen takes rook, queen to e4 check, queen to g6, queen to c4, queen to b1 check, king to h2, a4. The pawn that was very weak in the middle game now looks very dangerous, doesn't it? Bishop to d4, a3, queen to c7. Well, what happens if bishop takes? Is this a good move? Then bishop takes, queen takes, and black wins. Back to our game. Queen to c7, threatening checkmate. Queen to g6, queen to c4. Again, if bishop takes on c3, bishop takes bishop, queen takes on c3, a2 with the queen to b1 to follow, and then promoting the pawn to a queen. Back to our game. Queen to c4, c2, bishop to e3. Of course, if queen takes on b4, then pawn to c1, queen. Back to our game. Bishop to e3, controlling c1 square. Bishop to d6, king to g2, h5, king to f1, bishop to e5, g4, a desperate move to complicate the game. H takes on g4, h5, queen to f5, not taking the pawn, queen to d5, g3. It is hard to suggest a good move for white. f4 was played, a2, queen takes on a2. If queen takes on e5, queen takes on e5, f takes on e5, and then pawn to a1, queen. The weakest pawn became the strongest piece on the board. Queen takes pawn, black to move. Black played the move when white resigned, and the move is bishop takes on f4. Nepo resigned. If king goes to e2, bishop takes bishop, king takes bishop, pawn to c1, queen, check, and I guess we can stop here. Congratulations to Ding Liren on winning the title. What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.